Okay, so the purpose of this presentation is to walk you through how to put together your electronic portfolio. And this is the place where you will showcase and will also provide verification of the service and the classroom observations that you completed for the field experiences that were required for EDF 1005 this semester. Now, pictured here, you see the Canvas site for the Monday, Wednesday section of the hybrid class for EDF 1005 here at TCC that we offer. And I just want to say quickly to those who are enrolled in the Tuesday, Thursday hybrid session, so just because this is the site for the Monday, Wednesday session does not mean that the things that I will go over and will show you guys is not pertaining to your class. In other words, all due dates, all guidelines, all instructions as it pertains to the electronic portfolio pertains to members of the Tuesday, Thursday session, just as it does for the Monday, Wednesday session. So just because I'm showing the Monday, Wednesday website or Canvas site doesn't mean that there's anything different for your site, okay? I just wanted to point that out. All right, so in order to find out what we need to do for the ePortfolio assignment, let's click on the Assignments tab in Canvas. Let's come over here to where it says Field Experience Reflections and Logs. Click on it. Okay, here you see pictured Creating a Professional Electronic Portfolio Instructions PDF. Okay, let's click on that link. And what will come up is the PDF file that outlines exactly what it is that you're supposed to do and what's expected of you in putting together your electronic portfolio. Now, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by reading this document word for word. I just want to point out some key elements of the instructions and will strongly urge and encourage you to read for more depth and understanding what I think are some very clear instructions. What I want to do with this presentation is just to demonstrate for you visually what I would do if I were with you face-to-face, how you would go about actually putting your portfolio together. The first thing that I want you to notice here is that at a minimum, your electronic portfolios are going to include 4 essential elements or 4 essential components, 4 essential artifacts. Those essential artifacts are a resume, a philosophy of education, which you have already done in an earlier assignment this semester, a career plan, also something you've previously completed in an earlier assignment this semester. And the meat and potatoes of this particular assignment, what I saw in the field reflections, more detailed instructions below. This is the place where you're going to come to not only provide proof that you completed your classroom observations and your service, but will also be reflecting upon the observations and service that you completed. And the way that you're going to reflect upon those experiences is to address every single question on those classroom observation notes. Those were those yellow forms that you took with you at the time that you conducted those classroom observations, as well as respond to the 3 questions that you see listed here. Starting with question 1. I'm asking you to identify the educational philosophy of the teachers you observed based on what you learned from Module 5 related to educational philosophies. From Module 1, the lesson that we did on dimensions of professionalism for the profession, identify those dimensions you witnessed. Again, that's from Module 1. And from Lesson 3, in what ways, element number 3 or question number 3 here, what ways did the classes you observe reflect a productive learning environment? And that's going to come from Lesson 9, which you should be actually working your way through now. Okay. The other part of the what you saw in the field reflections has to do with reflecting on your service. Now this pertains to the 12 hours that you completed. That's separate and apart from the 3 classroom observations. And here I'm asking you to, in an essay of 2 to 3 paragraphs, discuss your experience with your service hour component of the field experience. Talk about what you did, who you worked with, what you think the impact was your service had on the students that you worked with. I want you to talk about all of that and to take all of that into account. And lastly, the logs and observation field notes that you actually completed, I need for you to upload those things and include them into your electronic portfolio. And what we're going to go into now will give you some guidance on how to go about doing that. Before we actually go to the Portfolio Gen website that you will be using to, in essence, build your own website, if you think of it in those terms. Don't think of it as an electronic portfolio. That might, maybe throw, the wording of that may throw some of you off. Just think about the fact that you're basically creating a professional website for yourself. That's what you're doing. Okay, so before we go over to the site where you'll actually be constructing this project, I just want to highlight the due date, which you see for both classes, whether you are in the Tuesday, no matter what section you're in, this is the due date for this semester that you are expected to have this done by. Make a note of it, please. Submissions will be accepted as early as the date highlighted here. This is what you will be getting graded on, so please make a note of that. And finally, please note that I will be awarding 10 bonus points for those who submit their website links anytime between this date and this date. Now, nothing will happen to you if you don't make your submission before the date that is still currently being highlighted on your screen here. Nothing will happen. It just means you won't get the 10 bonus points, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but, just so you know, so long as the links that you have completed for your website are submitted into Canvas by this date. And I will be showing you how to upload said website link, okay? All right, as you can see, I have embedded a link to portfoliogen.com, which will open in a new window. And because I'm currently signed in as myself already, well, actually, no, it didn't do that, okay? Never mind, disregard what I was about to say. When you log into, or when you click on that embedded link into the instruction sheet, this is the site that should come up. You will then go over to where it says, let's see here, let me move my screen around. Oops, let me get rid of that. I want to move this, and it's not letting me. Hang on, guys. I actually would like to log out so that you can actually see. Let's do this. Okay. Now, all right, when you click on the embedded link in the instructions page, this is what I was trying to show you. This is what should come up. If you click on login right here, you guys do not have an account, so you will be creating a free account, and you can do that simply by clicking on this gray shaded link here. Here where it says choose a portfolio URL, I think your URL should be simple and therefore professional. So a simple, your first name and your last name will do here for a URL. Let's not get cute, let's not get too creative. So your first name, your last name will create a URL for your website. So in other words, your website is going to be portfoliogen.com/your name. See how simple that is? Fill in the rest of the information that's being asked for here. Down here where it says email address, I'm okay with you using an email address other than your TCC account, since this is something that you can frankly take with you even when this class ends or even when your time with us here at TCC is over. Create a password. It will give you parameters for a password in terms of length and use of special characters or numeric characters if needed. And then identify yourself as what you are, which in your case will be student. And once you've done all that, you will then create a portfolio. Once you've completed this profile, it will automatically create a portfolio for you. And once you've done that, let me just log myself in here. This is what will happen after you have created the profile for yourself that I just kind of pulled up on the previous screen. Okay? Consider this the workspace that you will use to build the website that will eventually become your electronic portfolio. Links that will enable you to upload pictures and files and create pages for your portfolio or website will all be done at this stage on this page. You will also from this site select a theme that you want your portfolio to have. Now you'll notice some of these say view this portfolio, view your portfolio with this theme, view your portfolio with this theme. You'll notice that some have red or orange buttons here and some have green buttons. See that? The green buttons are only available to those who make the minimal investment in the premium subscription that Portfolio Gen offers. It is not necessary. I repeat, it is not a requirement that you purchase the premium subscription for this site in order to successfully complete this assignment. You can pick a theme that's available for free subscribers. Okay, understand your choices are a little bit more limited should that be the case, but it's perfectly fine. I'm not going to grade, in other words, you're not going to get extra credit for picking a premium theme because you subscribe to the website, nor will it count against you if you don't. I will point out though that several of your colleagues from last semester did choose to invest in the premium site because they saw the value of what this could mean for them in terms of helping to build their professional brand, something that they can take with them even as they continue on in their profession or in their career rather as an educator. So it's something to think about, but definitely not something that is required for use in this for this particular assignment. As a matter of fact, once it's all said and done and you have designed your theme or you've selected your theme and you've built your website, your finished product is going to look something like this. And the theme that you see for the sample portfolio that I have built here is actually one of the free sites. It's actually one of the free ones. So just something to think about here. Okay? Now, as we get into the nuts and bolts of building this electronic portfolio or website, there are just a couple of things. And when I tell you that this program is so simple to use, if you can use Canvas, if you can send an attachment as an email, if you can post and upload things on social media, if you can do any of those things, you can use this site. You can use Portfolio Gen to build an electronic portfolio or website that you will be proud of. Going back to the instructions, you're required to have at minimum 4 essential artifacts: a resume, a philosophy of education, a career plan, and the various components that were to be included in your What I Saw in the Field reflections. So, Let's go back to the site builder. Okay. Here where it says My Pages, click on it. My preference is that every single essential element that is being required of you, my preference is that you will create a page for that particular element so that it will be easy for me to kind of navigate your site and to check off on those things when I evaluate or when I grade you. So let's start first with the first element, which is resume. Now, most of you probably have a resume that you've constructed somewhere that's saved on any number of devices, whether it's a laptop or a desktop or a tablet. If that's the case, and it's a Word document, well, really it works better with Word. But if that's the case, it's real simple then to go in and in that Word document, do a copy and paste from that document directly into this edit field here. Okay, so you can do it that way, or you can simply type directly into this edit box. A resume. Now, for guidance on how you should structure your resume to how it should look properly formatted, you can research that on the internet. You can Google, sample resume for an education major. And I'm certain that you'll be treated to a number of results for that search that you can more than certainly use for the compilation of this assignment. Okay? So a resume was one element. The other element that you were required to have was your education philosophy. So you'll create a page for your education philosophy. And remember, I'm going to bring this resume up again. Up at the top, you can name it Educational Philosophy. And what you can do here is you can go to the actual essay that you already completed earlier this semester, where you had to write an essay outlining your educational philosophy. Go to that document, pull that up, do a cut and paste or a copy and paste directly into this edit field, and you'll already have your educational philosophy. So that's a time saver that I want you to include here. Okay? Same thing with your career path. That was a earlier writing assignment too. Go to the actual essay that you were asked to write. Click in the edit field, do a copy paste, paste it directly in here, save it, and boom, you have that element to your portfolio. Okay? The other part, the most important part, the what I saw in the field reflections, again, you can do this one of two ways. You can prepare your what I saw in the field reflections in a separate Word document, go in that document, do a copy and paste directly into the editable field that I have pulled up here on the screen that you should be seeing now, or you can type directly into the field itself. That's why it's giving you a number of text options for color and the style of your font and that sort of thing. That's why those things are there, so that you can use them to type directly into the field itself if you so choose. If you think it's easier to do your work in a word processing document like Word, then do a copy and paste, you can do that also. So you have that option as well. The other thing that I want to show you is that, going back to the instructions, notice here where it says you're to upload your logs, the observation notes, which were those yellow forms that you took to the classroom observations with you, and the service logs. Notice here that it says that. This is how you would upload it into Portfolio Gen. Come over here, click on where it says Documents, Files. Name the document that you're uploading. So let's say you're uploading your service logs. Okay. What you will have needed to have done before you get to this stage is you either needed to have taken a picture of those logs or scanned them on a separate device like a scanner, which you can use any number of places free of charge here at TCC if you're a TCC student. The scanned item that you scanned, and I didn't mean to say it that way, but I got kind of stuck on words. But the document that you just scanned, it becomes a PDF file automatically. Find that file, give whatever name you gave it when you at the point that you scanned it and saved it. I'm just doing this as an example so you can see how easy it is. Click upload your file. And you will see the file you just uploaded here down in the section marked My Uploaded Documents. Now, over here where it says Assign to Page, know that page that I am requesting that you created as one of the essential elements to, or essential components to have included in this or electronic portfolio or website. Click on it. And I want to show you what happens over on your website. These are previous examples that I've used in times past for previous demonstrations, but because I want my logs and my classroom observation notes to be associated with what I saw in the field reflections page, that's where my document is going to show up. You attach pictures or videos if you have them. I don't expect anyone to, but a couple of you might be overachievers and may want to include that. But you will upload those items to your electronic portfolios or a website the exact same way that you upload documents. So you have that ability too. Now I do think there is a limit to the size of the files that you upload depending on whether you're paying for a premium subscription or whether you're just simply using the free version. If you're using the free version, then you're going to be limited in the size of the files that you can upload. But if you've paid for the subscription, you obviously get more options and flexibility there as well. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you before I showed you a couple of student examples was how you would actually go about turning this in Canvas. Real simple. Click on the Submit Assignment button. Click on the label here marked Website URL. The URL that Portfolio Gen created for you at the time that you set up your profile is what you will be using. So you will simply do a copy from here and a paste into this field in Canvas. Click Submit Assignment, and Canvas will let you know that you successfully submitted your link to your website that will then be available for me to inspect. Now you want to make sure, guys, that this is the URL you're uploading to Canvas, not this one, okay? This is the URL that you're using to actually build your site. If you copy and paste this URL into Canvas and turn this in, I will not be able to open it and will not see your finished product. This is what you intend for me to see. Okay? In fact, this URL is actually even better. Go to your welcome page or your home page and copy and paste this URL and submit this URL. This is really what you intend for me to see, not this stuff. Okay? So hopefully that's clear for you in terms of how you would actually go about submitting this. Last thing I want to do in this presentation is basically just show you a couple of examples, and I've included links to a couple of other portfolios that were done for this assignment by TCC students in the previous semesters. This one was a very good one, although she did leave out uploaded copies of her log. She actually submitted that in a separate Canvas file, which was not my preference and was something that she did get some points deducted for. But the overall quality of the website, the overall thought that she put into her reflections, particularly this section here, still earned her an A despite the fact that she did not turn in her logs in the appropriate format. This other example here shows somebody who, again, put a lot of thought and time into his reflections. But he did not upload the logs and the classroom observation notes the way he was supposed to either. Let me just show you one who did do that. Let me bring hers up here. This student did it perfectly. She actually chose to prepare her reflections in a separate Word document. That's kind of taking an extra step. She didn't necessarily have to do it that way, but you know, she did. Maybe she found that easier to do. But she also uploaded all of her classroom observation forms. Let's see, these are her notes. That's not necessarily what I wanted to show you. Here it is. She did hers. She actually took photographic images, and I'm guessing she either did this with the phone or, you know, a digital camera, but most likely a phone. And this is what I'm wanting to see, guys. This is what I'm wanting to see. You know, list of dates, times, signatures of people who can verify your service. This is what I actually needed to see, all right? And she was really the only person out of the examples I've shown you so far who did that. So this, in combination with the thoughtful way that she designed her portfolio, let me bring her back up, earned her a 100% for this assignment. So again, I will have you can actually access this particular student's website via a page that I have provided in Canvas as well. Let me just show you where that is. And again, you will find it in the same place no matter what section of EDF 1005 you're enrolled in. Links to colleagues' portfolios, this is where you will find it. And here are all the links of the ones that I've shown you so far in this presentation, in addition to links that, well, ones that I didn't show you, or that were not shown rather in this presentation. You have access to those links as well. Okay? Now, I just want to conclude by saying, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or call me or come by my office. If I am unavailable to speak with you, really and truly, guys, the best way to reach me will probably be via email or finding out when the next time I will be in my office is. And I'll be more than happy to go over this in real time for anybody who needs it. And there's no judgment here. Some people would rather, you know, have more of the one-on-one approach, especially when it comes to doing anything related to technology, and that's perfectly fine. But I hope that you found this presentation useful. The thing about recorded presentations like this is you can stop them, you can rewind them, you can pause them as you need to. Anytime you want to take a break or maybe jot down a note or two or Hopefully you were following along as we were kind of working through this, and you have a clear idea of what's expected, and that you have a clear idea of what's expected when it's due, so you can actually be successful on the assignment and create something that you'll be proud of, not just for this class, but for the rest of your career. Thanks so much.